my 5th grade principal had a social media account was the most shocking event of my entire intermediate school years. We found out about Mr. Smith's Facebook account when he brought the whole 5th grade class down together for a serious talk. He told us stories of cyberbullying and said that it is actually illegal for 10-year-olds to have a Facebook account. This fact stunned all of us because we all logged in daily to check out our friends' statuses and pictures, and now we were breaking the law? Naturally, I raced home from school to find his Facebook profile, and what I found horrified me. Apparently, many other teachers also had Facebook accounts. Remembering this dramatic and funny situation made me wonder what social media is and why we are so obsessed with it. So how does social media impact us? We will first take out our phones to examine the most commonly used social media networks. Then we will log into the negative implications of social media and finally scroll through why we still use them. So what is social media? Let's take a social media crash course, which would have been useful back in 5th grade. We should probably start our lesson by looking at a few popular social media networks: Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat. When Facebook first began, it was really popular for college students. A generation who now make up the largest demographic of users is 30 to 49-year-olds, according to Statista. When I read this, I wondered, why do old people have Facebook? Probably because it is both an app and a website, easy access, where people can share videos and pictures and keep their friends up to date about their life. Back in 5th grade, I didn't have a Facebook account, but my older sister did. According to GCF Global, Facebook is the largest social networking site in the world. Facebook allows users to send messages and post current events about their life. Yep, definitely for old people. Mark Zuckerberg made Facebook, and he must have been a genius because the app has over 2 billion users. Zuckerberg's goal in making Facebook was to connect people and share their status and exciting events, according to The Verge. But enough about Facebook. Have you heard of TikTok? It is pretty new to the social media game, coming out in September of 2016. To start off, Musical.ly was a social media network where you could post videos. Musers, or Musical.ly users, would record a 15-second video, do some light editing, and post according to Vice. After Musical.ly, TikTok, the better version of Musical.ly, grew extremely fast and is now one of the most commonly downloaded apps. TikTok is a video sharing app that allows people to share whatever they want for about 15 to 60 seconds. There are about 500 million active users, according to Influencer Marketing Hub. Many famous users, such as Jimmy Fallon, have also increased its popularity. The video content is so diverse. Where else can you find videos of people making their secret family recipes, videos that are just hilarious, and also dance videos? TikTok has also created many celebrities, such as Charli D'Amelio, who has 99 million followers, just because they like what they see in a video. Then there's Snapchat. Snapchat is a completely different type of social media. With Snapchat, the snapper sends snaps or text messages that are top secret because they disappear after 10 seconds to friends that the person adds. Also, many people have streaks. A streak is basically where you and your friend goes a certain amount of days sending snaps back and forth. I have Snapchat, and not to brag, but my sister and I have a streak that is 1,018 days long. A story is where you can post a video or picture and everyone who follows you can see it. Many people post stories. The best way to explain a story is that it is similar to a picture or post on Facebook, but a story goes away after 24 hours. You can also call, text, video chat, and send pictures. The average age for Snapchat is 15 to 25 years old. During our lecture from Mr. Smith, I can remember rolling my eyes and whispering things like, "This is so dumb." I didn't believe anything that he was talking about. How could he know about social media? He was talking about all the negative implications of social media, and the whole speech just went over everyone's head. Nobody believed that all these bad things happened on something that is so fun. As I grew up, however, I started to notice some of the negativity that he warned us about. For me, I can honestly say that social media has had a pretty negative impact. I can say that I'm addicted to it. Hello, my name is Sarah, and I am an addict. According to the Addiction Center, psychologists estimate that about 5 to 10% of Americans suffer from a true social media addiction. Behavioral addiction is the scariest addiction in regards to social media. According to the Addiction Center, this is when a person becomes dependent on and craves something other than a drug, like social media. Studies have shown that occurring likes on a post or picture affects the brain's pleasure center to trigger the same kind of chemical reaction as other drugs, such as cocaine. Social media has severely stunted young users, and they lack social skills like empathy and compassion. Harvard University studies have shown that social media sites light up the same part of the brain that also ignites when taking drugs. Unfortunately, depression rates are up 37% according to Time. So why be addicted? I can honestly say that I have deleted many of my apps 4 times and re-downloaded them 5. Frankly, I'm afraid of missing out. Fear of missing out, or as we know it, FOMO, creates anxiety and fear that others might be gossiping about them on social media. This leads to teens who continuously check their phones in the morning, during school, don't tell my teachers, and before going to bed. It is hard not to think about it all day for many of us. Comparison on social media is huge, and not only for other people, but for myself. A study from the University of Pittsburgh says that if teens' social media usage is higher, then their body image will be worse. There are 2 different types of comparison. According to Psychology Today, a healthy comparison is when others look to their peers, mentors, and friends when they want to improve. This takes discipline, however, because there is also an unhealthy comparison. An unhealthy comparison is when people make the mistake of comparing themselves to paragons of others, according to Psychology Today. While I was sitting on the cold floor listening to my principal explain all the negative complications of social media, I began to wonder, why do we use social media if it is really that bad? I didn't care. I went home and I watched YouTube. As I got older and more addicted to social media, this curiosity began to increase. Zooming into why we still use social media sites, we can see that it has the same look as drugs. When being addicted to social media, mood modifications, salience, withdrawal symptoms, and even relapse are common. According to the Addiction Center, TikTok, Facebook, and Snapchat produce the same circuit that is caused by recreational drugs to keep consumers using products. Neuroscientists have compared social media to a syringe being directly injected into the brain's pleasure center. According to the Psychology Today, the brain also has negativity bias, which is when your brain is attracted to negative thoughts or news. When I read this, I was totally weirded out because I thought my brain was attracted to positive news. I guess not. Our brains are attracted to negative events because of evolution. Back in the olden days when people would gather berries and hunt, the negative events, such as being killed by a bear, was a matter of life and death. This was then carried through generations until it got to our generation. Our attitudes are more influenced by bad news than good news, according to Psychology Today. When my principal was telling us a whole 5th grade about social media and how it can negatively impact us, I don't think he realized what an influence his information would have. Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat are a significant part of our lives now. Even with all the negativity that comes with social media, there's still a lot of good. According to WeForm, social media sites help official agencies and experts in delivering crucial news fast. And I don't know about you, but I love sharing pictures and videos with my family, especially funny TikToks. If there is something going on in the world, such as a global pandemic, sharing through social media is the fastest way to reach a large group of family and friends. Last thing I want to share is to never take advice from your 5th grade principal. Take it from me.